What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 97 of Just Give Me 5. I hope you guys are doing great. Continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But first, here's a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Victory Legal Solutions. Victory Legal Solutions is a company created and owned by Vanessa Ramirez. Their goal is to help navigate your legal situation and get you connected with the legal team that treats you like a client, not a number. They provide solutions for your car accident problems, including towing, rental, repairs, medical, and legal. So regardless of fault, give your Victory team a call and let them give you the options to make the claims process less stressful. That's Victory Legal Solutions, taking your legal matters under their wings. If you guys caught episode 96, you saw we had none other than the one, the only Robin Wilson of the Gin Blossoms. And let me tell you, man, that episode was just special for numerous reasons, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on the Gin Blossoms, you know, in 92 when they came out, you know, with Hey Jealousy. You know, it just took me back to just so many, really, literally to my childhood, you know. And Robin was just such an awesome guy, man, just extremely humble and down to earth. And my sister got to attend. And that made, I was like, you talk about proud big brother moment. It doesn't get any more prouder than that. Like, you know, to have my sister there, you know, she got to just, you know, see us work, watch the interview, you know, and then afterwards, you know, we were able to get a picture, you know, with her, and he gave her his guitar pick, you know. It just was an amazing moment, you know. It was just, I just had such a blast, you know. And man, you know, man, thank you so much, my brother, for being a part of our platform. And like I said, man, I continue to wish you nothing but continued success in everything that you guys got going on. So make sure you guys watch episode 96. All right. But today's guest is an absolute pioneer in the Arizona hip hop scene. We're going to talk about how he became an MC. We're also going to talk about his days hosting at the legendary Mason Jar for Attitude Promotions. We're going to talk about how he became a part of AOTA, some memorable tour moments, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you, OhM.
What's up, everybody? My name is OhM from the almighty Arizona hip hop crew, Avenue of the Arts. And all I'm saying is, just give me 5. I want to say around 9 years old. Okay. You know, I had an older sister. She's about 3-4 years older than me. Yeah. And I would always hang out with her and her boyfriend, who's her husband now, yeah, my brother-in-law. And they completely just blew my, like, hip hop. Yeah. You know, me having to be around them, and only way my sister could hang out with him is if I went. So okay, at an early age, I was, you know, it was crazy, you know. Right. Like I was in like, it's funny, I was in like 6th, 7th grade, and I was going to like these high school parties, like seeing cats rhyme and cipher and drinking 40s, and yeah, I'm just a little Filipino kid with a bowl haircut, and they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's Rob's girl's brother. Okay. Yeah. And I'm in the, you know, just like, but surrounded by that hip hop, and it kind of took over me, you know. As I got older, like into high school, you know, my cousins live here too, a lot of my cousins. Okay, yeah. And they, you know, with the old school Filipino Americans, they were all turntablists. Oh, yeah. So I was surrounded by that, but I was the only one in the fam that really rhymed. So while they were, you know, it kind of helped me out because they would cut their beats, and then I would freestyle, you know, and start writing, you know, and around that, like around high school range. Yeah. And then graduating high school, I moved to Tucson. I lived there, went to school out there. I started to get really into it. Had my first show there back in like 1998. Wow, man. And then moved back here shortly. Okay. And then it goes into, you know, the old school, yeah, like to Audie Carter, right, you know, who I met, who used to do she had Attitude Promotions. Yeah. And I had a homie out of my cousin's crew. His name was DJ Vex, and he was homies with Daryl D. Yeah. That's how I met Daryl D back in the day. Okay. And then, you know, Bex hit me up and he's like, hey, I'm doing this weekly at the Mason Jar, and my my promoter needs a host. When I got called up by Bex, I went down there to the Mason Jar, and that's the first time I met Adi, who is TMC's mom.
Exactly.
Respect, rest in peace, Adi. So I come up to her, and you know, at that time I went by a different name, which was La Surreal, which was lyrical spelled backwards. But you know, she told me, hey, I need a host. Can you do it? You know, I'll pay you. Back then it was like, I think it was $40 a night, which was great, you know. Yeah, so started doing that, and did that for about, I want to say, a year and a half, almost 2 years there at the Mason Jar. Just got used to hosting.
What year was this?
That was circa, I want to say, from 98 to the end of 98 to the beginning of 2000 was that era, right before AOTA. I was in a group back then called CIA, which was Craft Diplomatic Asiatics.
Right.
And it was, funny enough, it was, if you know Stevie Weeby, big up Quan, from LA, he has his brothers, Bobby Lee.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
But we met at ASU just because I went up to freestyle one day and he was going there at the time. So we had a group, and then my other cousin, they all knew each other already, who's Mestizo. Galapagos 4, you know, then moving on to, I think, Fake 4. He's, you know, he's still doing his stuff, Ill Rhymer.
Right.
But we had this little group, and they put us on, like, Adi brought down, like, DJ Quick and Sugar Free. I think I still have the flyer on that, but it was a huge show. And then, but that's just getting accustomed to, you know, Phoenix hip hop, and you know, you had like Lords of Assassins, like Old School Kitsch, and like back around that era. It was a good experience for me, you know, and it was a natural, you know, from that point forward, it was just upward. Avenue of the Arts, I was working back at the time in Metro Center, and with Ill Al the Anglo-Saxon, big up Don Deason. But I worked at Mr. Rags too. That was before I met Anglo. I moved over to this other store called Underground Station. So you remember that? We had like, I seen like DMX come in. He was short too. But you know, a lot of like, I met CC Pennison when I was working there. Like, she was hella nice too, hella nice lady.
Right.
But we met, and then we would always rhyme in the back in the you know, stocking the shoes.
Yeah, dude.
And then at that time, Anglo already had, you know, Avenue of the Arts back in the day. He had started that, you know, with The Unusuals, with DJ Les and Con Radio.
Yeah.
And then that's when he brought it to me. He's like, hey, you wanna join the crew and stuff, you know, because it's all like-minded peeps loving hip hop. So. And it started from that early 2000s on. We would do a lot of shows here in Phoenix, all over the valley, you know, because at that time there was, you know, back in the day, it was underground show after underground show everywhere. And then what was good about AOTA, we had some hustlers that were on it. We were all younger, you know, like Con Radio, Anglo, AIM, rest in peace, AIM Dugan from Stereotype. And those three were like super headstrong and consistent on what we would do is tour hop. So we'd rent this big 15-passenger van, all the crew that could go. You know, so Merce is performing in Fort Collins, Colorado. You know, and then the three of them would get their heads together and find, hey, you know, call the venue. Do you guys need an opener? And you know, so we'd be able to get these. I think a lot of people, probably TSOI did it back then, and a bunch of people. But tour hopping is that, you know, that was where it was at, because you could jump on a big show. Obviously, you wouldn't get paid, but you had these huge crowds. You know, so we were good at that. You know, we pretty much we toured all over the Sun Belt region for a number of years. You know, Vegas, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, you know, a whole tour circuit that we would continually do, you know, on and off from about, well, me and Blessed, on and off from the beginning of AOTA till now even, you know.
What was one that just stood out to you, man, like tour-wise, during that time especially?
Yeah, I think this was more 2000, I could be wrong, but circa 2006-ish, 2007.
Yeah.
A bunch of us from AOTA went on tour with LMNO and Writer's Block from the Visionaries.
Yeah,
Cool ass DJ that had Wastafa. But it was a good experience, you know, just to see how they did it, chop it up, and you know, learn from them.
Because out here, in all honesty, man, like you guys were kind of our Arizona visionaries, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I looked at you guys, because you had a mixture of so many different styles, but all combined in one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, and then even with like Bless, you know what I'm saying? Like you'd have him rhyming too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On stage when him and Miker would be performing too. You know what I mean? Like it was a very unique style, man. And it's just something that was just always so dope, I thought, you know?
Yeah.
At the current moment now, what's AOTA real, you know, working on now?
Yeah, sort of with any big group, you know, big up Gladiator Pen, we're brothers in that, right? Big up Mr. Riot, Blaze Rock. You know, with Avenue, it grew up to, you know, like 19 members, you know. Peeps got older, like as usual, had kids maybe, you know, did their thing. But now in the present, it's nice, you know. A lot of the individual members are working on stuff that, you know, is, I think, you know, I could name like 4 or 5 different members that have stuff coming out, along with me and Bless, you know. So it hasn't stopped. It's the dope thing about it is, you know, I think there's a resurgence of underground hip hop. You know, you can see the changes, but there's no disrespect to the other side of things, because hip hop coexists, you know. It's like yin and yang, like overground and underground. They have to exist. One has to exist if the other exists. So, you know, it's a nice time right now to be an artist of hip hop, you know, and to still be able to create, especially here, you know. Like those of us from here, all the artists, like a lot of the rest of the country doesn't know, you know. We're like, we bring the heat, you know, like talent wise. So, you know.
Make no mistake.
Yeah, yeah. What's next for OhM is, you know, just making music with Bless, you know, my main man Bless. That's pretty much us, you know, OhM and Bless One. A lot of production from Bless One. Just a lot of good things coming. The new music is, you know, it's, you know, we've been doing this for like 2 decades. So, but looking back, and I'm sure you're an artist, you know, and you look back at your early stuff, and it kind of energizes you in a sense, because you have your early stuff and your newer stuff.
Right.
And you see that 360, because at some point in time, almost every one of us, our illest stuff was like the beginning. You know, our illest rhyme style, our, you know, illest verse, or our illest track, you know.
Why? Because it was hunger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
you
wanted it, you know.
Right. And the way, you know, and Bless says this, you know, he's like, he says this all the time, is like our type of music, you know, Arizona underground hip hop, it takes a long time for the average person to understand it. Absolutely. And once they understand it, then it's, you know, it's you know, they like it in a sense of this is, you know, we're, you know, Phoenix, all surrounding area codes, you know, Arizona hip hop is unique, and it's still new to people. So even the old stuff that we have, you know, it's still quality stuff. So
with your music, if like, what would you say that you would want people to remember you for through your music?
A lot of people describe me as your favorite underground MC's favorite MC, you know, but through all these years, the only, you know, we do it for the love, but it's nice because I'll do shows every now and then, and it's a different type of person in a sense. Like I have this older senior, you know, I was in Flagstaff and I just rocked a show, and this old man, you know, he could have been Santa Claus and shit, like, or stuff, but he comes up to me, and you know, I'm going to the bar, and he's like, he just comes up to me, he's like, hey man, like, I don't really listen to your type of music, but he was like, that was incredible, you know? Yeah. And then you have another, so somewhere else, and I have this little kid, this little boy saying like, oh my gosh, like, oh, this is, man, you're dope. And it, you know, the last thing here, we were downtown at, like, I forgot what it was called. We did a talent show, me and Blessed, and and the judges were the originators of the conservatory, you know, big up Melvin. They had asked us to be a part of it was like $200 prize, you know, so it was over a span of 3 weeks, and it'd go through 3 rounds. And you had people coming from Cali, from, you know, East Coast, just for this tournament, or, you know, or it's like a battle of the whatever. Okay. And we ended up winning. It was like just like a battle of the, like, hip hop, like battle of the, like, it was like a talent show contest or some.
Like, those battle of the bands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at a venue, and you know, we ended up winning that. You know, it was crazy. And after we won, like, we went up against these were some gangster ass cats. They were good too, from San Diego.
Okay.
And
they were about it.
yeah, after we won, like, I was just chilling in the cut, and then this big ass gangster, you know, from the group, he was coming up to me, and I was like, hey, Bless, just watch my back, dude.
Right, keep an eye out.
And he comes up to me, he's like, yo, dog, he's like, man, I didn't even, looking at y'all, I didn't even think you guys were gonna do anything. And he was just like, I just want to shake your hand, dog, and respect. And it's just that if they remember me for my music, if it touches one person, or if it just touches anyone, you know, I think is universal language. So I think, you know, that's that one thing that if people could remember me by, is like, oh, OhM made his music like that, you know. It's a blessing, you know. It's not a surprise, because hip hop is from the beginning, when I met hip hop, is something that I've loved. So if you love it so much, that's what you get back in return with whatever, your love for music, your love for b-boying, MCing, you know, graph writing, you know, making beats. It's a natural love that comes out through the artist, you know what I'm saying? You can tell when someone loves it and someone doesn't.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or loves it for other reasons. So. All right, y'all, my name is OhM, and thank you for giving me 5.
And there you have it. Man, shout out to my brother OhM, man. I've known OhM for so many years, always been a solid human being, incredible MC, and it was truly an honor to have him on the show. So thank you so much for being a part of our platform, my brother, and I wish you nothing but continued success and nothing less. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. Shout out to my brother Jimmy Nelson on that camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, and I know you see we got the Just Give Me 5 hoodies in, so go to justgiveme5.com and get yours today. All right, well, this was definitely one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.
Everything you get, you got